Tap tap. Hello. This is a stream. We're on stream. We are live.
Ah, we're live.
Please
Why?
please do not swear.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, like that. Don't do that.
Okay.
Hi.
I wanted
Oh
to
no.
do that.
Mr. Bear, stop being too similar. Although I do like one of them's loud, one of them's quiet. I quite like that. That's a good dynamic. Hey, there we go. It's not a stream until Bear has farted in chat. How are we all doing?
That's a sentence.
Don't say that. It's going to end up in the quote thing.
And it has every right to be there.
Just chilling, yeah, chill away. You would never. Yeah, welcome to this well-prepared but ill-communicated stream. We actually managed to plan what we were going to do in advance this time, but we didn't tell anyone. So...
Oh, sorry.
Ref! Ah!
Does the dog want to draw?
I'm out.
Excited.
Dog noises.
Dog noises.
It is not old grumpy ones this time.
No.
It's new excited squeaky ones.
Squeaky.
Yay.
Squeaky clean. Innocent. Would never do anything wrong.
Never anything.
Right, let's hop on over to the thing. Rounding the corners of your bookmarks. Ooh, that sounds like a euphemism, but I don't know what for.
I don't know how that would be a euphemism.
That's how euphemisms work, though, right?
Sure.
We're here. This is a weird-looking thing. I still no idea how to draw a cat.
It's okay.
It's okay. You said that like sort of consoling me.
It's okay, Chris. You don't have to cry.
I wasn't till now. Yeah, we're here to do bodybuilding. I have a fez on my table. That's just for effect, and no one can see it. I like having an effect. And in it are 12 small pieces of paper which list body parts, and we're gonna take turns drawing body parts for a body. Or
I
probably
guess
3.
the other thing we need
ends
to figure
up
out
first.
is which way are we orienting the canvas?
Oh yeah. We gotta flip a coin, I guess. Anyone got a coin? I got a plectrum. We'll flip the plectrum.
You've got a hat. You can flip the hat.
It's full
I
of
have
paper.
a coin. Hold on.
Yeah, Chib has a coin.
I have a coin.
Listen, let's do a quick tour. We have
Uh,
sad, long-nosed dog here.
So what's heads, what's tails? Because we usually forget to state that
Or is
before I flip the coin.
Or is it a happy-looking rabbit? Sad-looking dog, happy-looking rabbit. Nobody knows. It's an optical illusion. And then down here we have a determined little cat with a ponytail. Is this Jessie?
Yeah, I was trying to, but you know.
Yeah, see,
It's
I
hard to
recognized
turn a
it.
person into a cat.
Everybody, go look at the first page of Chib's new comic.
And don't.
It's cool. It's exciting. Then we have cat balloon. That a balloon? What's worm cat? Cat worm?
Yeah, just sort of Digimon it. It's like it's a head with a tail on it.
Oh, I see. Yes,
Also
that
looks
works.
like a purse.
Yeah. So good. Yep. Well, that's excited. Yeah,
But
okay.
we still didn't answer Chibi's question. Which side is
no.
head? Is which side is tails?
Heads is the head is at the top, which means high, which means tall, so that's vertical.
Okay, sure, you remember that. Because I won't.
Heads is vertical.
Heads.
Vertical.
Vertical.
Okay,
Mm.
which side is up?
Oh. Flip a coin. No. Let's rotate the canvas 90 degrees clockwise. So this way up. That's a terrible arrow. There we go. Let's one that way up. Whoop. There we go. Hi. That doesn't really say anything upside down. Hello.
Howdy. Why? Just in general.
Just why? Right. Cool. Who would like to go first from the magical fez of body parts? Sounds like an SCP.
That's a body part.
I can go first.
You go first. Okie dokie. You have very roughly torn up paper. Oh, good. It's always good to start with something where it's obvious where they go. Hands!
Yeah, just make
Oh,
some
no.
sense.
And now I've got to find
I
somewhere to
think
put the
it's
paper
first
down.
time. Okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
That's
A
to
thing
draw
that
the
is so
hands.
easy to figure out where in a canvas it goes when there's nothing else of the body there yet.
Yeah.
Well, that's the fun part of having hands, because you could put them anywhere, and then that's probably someone else's problem.
Unless you get the arms, in which case it's now your problem.
Yeah.
The positioning of the hands is most definitely the issue I'm having.
Again, it's up to you. SCP drawing challenges could be fun. We did do a SCP wiki thing.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that would
What did we draw in that? We drew one
Yeah, I
of
think
them.
we ran into a problem where it's like, because of how the randomizer on that wiki works, we all, like, if we all hit random at the same time, we all got the same page.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a timed thing. The only one I remember was somebody who was technically a bridge, and they were sort of like part of the wall, but they acted as like businessmen or something.
I think I drew someone under a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the person trying to sell you a bridge.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, they were actually trying to sell you the bridge, but they were the bridge. Or no, that you become the bridge. I can't remember exactly what it's.
Something like that.
So yeah,
I think
Was
the
there also
implication is you become like part of the bridge, like one of the bricks or something.
Maybe. Was
This
there
is
also
making me-
something with a can? Or just a really small person?
Probably,
I can't remember.
That was the genie. That was the genie in the can of spam.
Yes.
Oh,
Spam genie. That's it.
I don't remember that at all.
No, I had you draw it, and then I showed the picture, and it was just a really, like, crude silhouette in a spam can that was colored red, I think, just glowing, and it was really funny.
Yeah, it was what you would expect from a genie that you find in a can of spam.
Yeah.
There was
I
just
like that.
kind of like it does the best it can to answer your request, but also it's a genie in a can of spam, so it's a little limited in the resources it has available.
That's fair.
It is now doggo drawing.
Oh, hello. We got intertwined hands here.
Well, whoever has the arms, that's your problem now.
Yeah.
Like I said, there is a 1 in 4 chance that Christy will get the arms. So
I found the picture of the
Ooh.
spam genie.
This is making me want to come up with a randomly generated SCP thing. Is that somebody got a random generator? Or I'll make. Oh, hello.
You drew an actual genie, you know. The
Why do they
classical
have-
genie, and that was the picture.
In fact, they got just a bundle of papers.
I
with
think
it.
you drew like an actual like traditional genie thing, but just like the lower half of it was like wedged into a can of spam.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
something like that.
I have no memory of this, by the way. I'll take your word for it.
And then the entire time I was laughing because I was looking at this.
That's fair. That's fair. It's a funny
There
image.
was also the SCP that turns people into noir detective stories.
I don't
What?
remember that one.
Why
but
do I
yeah.
remember none of these? I remember the
'Cause
boring.
they
I remember
were
the
all
bridge
not-
one.
Yeah, that one was really interesting because that one they made use of the format to sort of present a really interesting story because with one of the people who got stuck in it, like their writing of their report slowly it started normal and then it became slowly more noir detective, and then on the reverse side there was an instance of getting someone untrapped from it. It starts noir detective and then slowly works its way back to just regular SCP report format.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool.
It's cool. I like it when they play with the format. I like one of my favorite ones. But there's a couple actually. One of my favorite ones is I think 93, which if you just read the main thing is highly unremarkable. It's this little cylinder thing that does weird things when it hits a reflection. But then if you read all of the addendums, all of the like additional notes from various places and stuff like that, it's in a particular order as to slowly reveal what's actually going on, and it just builds up this entire world. And it's just really really cool. Recommend that one. But there's another one whose number I cannot remember for the life of me, which is basically a Fey world, and in that world, names are really important, and there's a thing that can basically steal your name. And
You meet
there's
the Fae.
yeah, exactly. But there's a discussion between a researcher and one of the Fae, and it becomes apparent as you're reading this thing that the Fae has stolen the name halfway through, and now, you know, that person's name is now actually the Fae speaking, and the Fae is now
And
the researcher, and it's just I
and
like
then
that.
two others I remember. There was also one of the joke SCP posts where it's like this is a very this is a very big and strong lizard. Yes, definitely. And it sort of reads like the lizard is writing it about themselves or something.
Yes, I do remember that one. I do remember.
And there was another one with a guy who keeps getting some god's messages forwarded to him. So, like, any burnt offerings that get sent up to this god get forwarded to just this random dude instead. So it's like, he's not dangerous, but we have no idea why this god is forwarding all of their messages to this gentleman, and that's a problem.
I'm done with hands. I'm sorry.
Their hands.
Yay!
Who's gonna deal with the consequences?
I
Also,
want
look at
to
you.
draw next.
Look at you just bashing out intertwined hands like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Because I had weird friends.
Oh, good. Let's complete the set with feet.
It's
Right.
fine feet.
Hands and feet. What more do you need? So this is where I'm.
Well, I mean, if your cousin It,
True. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. They've got hands. I'm assuming so.
and then we need to figure out the feet at the bottom.
I mean, if not things there, right?
Can I hope that's not feet things.
Yeah, yeah. There's things cousin is just a foot.
No.
Was it on stream that we talked about Thing getting a Halloween costume, and we just come to the conclusion they could just use a glove puppet?
No.
Oh, okay. I can't remember what. But yeah,
I mean, it makes
hey,
sense.
Thing. Note to self: glove puppets. Good Halloween costume.
Yeah. I had to not remember, but maybe figure out what a hand puppet was in my head. It took a while, but now I get it.
A glove puppet.
Well,
Probably
this is
better.
one of those cases where it is literally what it says on the tin. It's a puppet that is put on your hand.
Mm.
But it could have been a puppet of a hand. So, slightly ambiguous. Twitch booted you? Oh no! We were talking about silly SCPs. And how Thing from the Addams Family can use a glove puppet as a Halloween costume. That's basically it.
That's an annoyingly good foot.
Oh, I see.
think
Right,
we-
okay. Sorry, for
We
some
have
reason...
a ballerina of some sort here.
Initially, I saw the toes as the foot, and then you, like, drew a thigh, not a thigh, calf as well.
No. Very interesting interpretation, but no.
I mean, I should have known better. Legs is a different prompt, but...
Hmm. I would never draw the legs when you give me the feet. Never.
Never. We've never overstepped the boundaries.
Exactly, never.
Yes, I believe... I tried to remember what the 12 prompts we had before were. So I went with... Let me make sure I did do 12. I did, cool. Legs, arms, head, hips, feet, hands, eyes, nose, ears, hair, mouth, torso. That's in no order, because I was trying to remember them. And they're now in a more no order in a hat. A fez, to be specific.
I think we need to add titties.
I guess we could replace hips with titties.
I mean, I figured that just goes with torso.
True.
Yes.
I mean, that's
Also-
usually what I draw in the titties.
Yeah. Tidso.
I mean, it was either titties or fucked up torso or both. It, you know, that's usually how it goes when I get the torso.
Yeah, I should warn Bear in advance. Whenever we do this, for some reason, Chippy managed to make it just like terrifying in some way. Usually there's
Listen.
twists.
I don't make things terrifying; they just happen.
When the question is how many twists,
Listen,
and you're
I have-
talking about the torso.
I have asked that question maybe only a handful of times when we do this challenge. So I think it's fine.
And we've done a handful of challenges.
Yeah.
And now
Unfortunately,
we
with
have
a
challenge
massive
for
hand.
hands.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing I didn't tell you is that all of these prompts are hands and feet.
Oh,
More hands, more feet. Oh, hooves. Exciting. I should throw in some
Good-
wild cards.
Good
Like
old
hooves.
sampling with good old sampling with replacement.
Hooves and titties.
Some sort of Minotaur strip club or something. the aberrant, I don't know, what would you call it?
Oh, boo.
anyway, I think
Boo.
these are feet.
They're feet. They
Oh,
look like
really?
feet.
You think so?
Yeah,
Also,
I
that-
think so.
That foot on the right, that leg is quite thin. I'm interested to see where that goes.
It's
Um,
fine. There.
okay, Ragdoll, you or me?
I'll go. We'll
You
see
go.
what I have to add in.
Would you go? Okay, fair enough. Hair. Which we're gonna do the outside first.
Work our way inwards.
That's
towards the body.
always bound to work out, you know?
Always bound to work out great.
And you'll know where
Let's
to
see.
position the face and stuff.
Mm. The problem, there is one like slight issue with this, which is by nature of there being a prompt for a thing, that thing probably has to exist. So we can't really do a bald character in this.
I mean, you can.
You could decide to if you wanted to say, cool, I have already drawn the hair.
Yeah.
Could be instead of hair, you do like neck wrinkles.
I mean, we did have a thing where it's like we each got a free space, as it were, for adding weird details.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do that. I guess once we've all done one, you can choose to either do the prompt or do a free detail. It's like, no, I'm not dealing with the arms. It's a short gap between the hands and the feet. It's fine. We'll work it out, miss.
Fine.
It's not a criticism, Ragdoll, but you've drawn a motorcycle seat.
Yes.
Kinda.
Correct.
Well,
Well,
I'm
Or a long boat.
I'm trying to, because this looks like someone's like doing a twirl type thing.
Oh yeah, you're
yeah.
doing the L'Oreal.
L'Oreal.
I'm
It's
switching
your
my hair
work.
as I say that. Because I'm worth it.
As your work.
But it's also sort of hard to do because it's like I don't have the head technically.
Sorry, CC just said L'Oreal because I'm worthless. Thanks, CC.
Okay.
Didn't know she was a comedian.
Sorry, carry on.
You'd think I'd know how long hair works, having long hair most of the time. But it turns out, when it's on the back of your head, you don't usually have to look at it.
Yeah, that is how hair works.
Yeah. Well, you got to deal with it more.
I never understood that trick where you use a hand mirror to look at the back of your own head. Never works for me.
I wouldn't want
You
to.
have to use 2 mirrors, and it's very tricky. You have to get the angle right.
Yeah.
It's easier if you've got some bigger mirrors to work with.
As a man in his 30s with a family with a history of male pattern baldness, I don't really want to. You know what I mean? I know what's coming for me.
As someone with a history of depression and very long hair, I don't want to either.
That's fair. We've all got reasons.
Yeah.
I also like the fact, I know in the past we've got in and deleted bits that would otherwise cover up parts of the body that we've already done or that we're going to do. But I do like the idea that they are now just facing away from us. So...
Poor arms.
That's the position of their arms behind the back.
No, I can do
I'm
that. I can do that.
trying to go for the
feet are more
implication
difficult.
that like we're
Yeah,
seeing like the
because
side of
the
their
feet
face,
are
but
turned
also
forward.
since I don't have the head and I
Mhm.
can't really draw in the head.
I mean, the hairline, right?
Yeah.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, just give it a hairline and someone will have to deal with it.
Okay, you can just
that's-
about do that. Sorry.
They
trying
can
to-
just do the pose.
Yeah, I'm trying to put the feet in that position. You've got to sort of cross them and then point them in the opposite direction. You can do it. So someone suppler than me can do that.
Well, sort of what I'm going for is like
I
the
don't.
ear is here, and then like the head.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
So you're giving people
But-
who have the eyes and nose a half
But
of a job.
obviously, I do not have the head, so that's about all I can do.
So it's
In
up for grabs,
hair,
whoever gets the head prompt.
of course, just because there is hair there doesn't necessarily mean that whoever gets the head prompt has to make it so that hair fits on perfectly. We could
Sure.
just say that they're very badly wearing a wig.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta be honest. My thought was like a longer ponytail, the way Zuko has it in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Just
Oh, God.
shaved head and then a long ponytail.
Ah.
Yeah, that works too, I guess.
We'll see
Whoever gets
what
the head,
Whoever gets the head gets to decide what's going on here.
they can
Mhm.
decide.
To decide the cursedness factor.
All right, what do I get then? I get head. Okay.
Well,
Okay, so Chris gets to decide how cursed this is.
Oh, I was
So is
looking
it
forward to someone else doing that.
cursedness factor of max factor, or is it you're worthless?
Um,
Well,
could-
what you're gonna do, Chris?
all of the stupid ideas are too stupid. Like imagining this is
No.
actually a moustache or something.
Never too stupid.
Liz, there are no stupid ideas in the bodybuilding challenge. That's how we got Garfield.
Yeah, that is how we got Garfield.
And who would live in a world without them?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a strong chin.
That's about all I can really draw without doing a nose or eyes or mouth.
We're getting
But,
into Thornberry's territory.
Yeah.
I guess I'd get to do the neck as well.
Yeah, which way is the
Which is-
torso gonna go?
That's a pretty big head. I'm imagining a twist around like that.
Oh,
What?
great.
Oh, now it makes sense.
This just looks so weird without any of the other details to show where the rest of the body is.
This is abstract art.
Because
Yeah,
right now I'm looking at this and it's
pretty.
like this is handsome Squidward with a wig on.
Yeah. They're doing some kind of bodybuilding pose now. It's not like a ballet kind of dainty pose anymore with that neck.
Well, that was simple. Who is Christy?
Yeah.
Christy, you get either this or wild card. Eyes or eye, I guess. Well, you could do multiple.
Well, let's see what I can come up with for eye. Eye.
Nobody says they have to have two.
Nobody says you have to have only two.
Mm-hmm. Only two. Ooh, yeah, that's a big yeah.
We could miss out and make this spider eyes.
Oh no. Let Miss have a relax. Give them
Spider only cursed.
slug antenna. Oh god.
Oh, it's okay. Eyelid.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
right. Okay, that makes much more sense. Okay.
Yeah, I was
Tiny.
also sitting here going, Christy, what are you doing? And then it's like, oh, that's makeup.
Okay, yeah. I'm on board now.
Yeah, I was debating, is it an eyelid or is it horrible demon eye? I cannot
Yeah.
tell.
I was thinking horrible
mean,
demon.
It,
be both.
it could still be both.
Yeah.
Right, nobody said demons can't wear eyeshadow.
And to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't want to tell a demon that they can't wear
Yeah.
eyeshadow. I don't think I'd survive the experience.
I'd imagined like a demon would be more likely to wear an eyeshadow than an angel. Well, actually, no, angels have like loads of eyes, don't they? Which is probably why they
but-
wouldn't wear eyeshadow, because it's just a pain. God,
Yeah,
so many.
imagine having to put eyeshadow on like thousands of eyes.
God, no, don't do that.
You have to like get them all exactly right. Imagine having to do eyeliner for thousands of eyes.
Yeah,
I
Get them
mean-
all-
But then you've also got people who do like the nail art where instead of having each nail be the same, it's each nail is different with a theme. So you could have each eye be different with a theme.
Okay, next prompt is biblically accurate glam angel.
I
All the
had
prompts are
the
eyes.
stupid thought of the wings are like eyeliner ways.
Ah, yeah, that works.
That's one way to get that winged look.
Yeah,
We're talking angel ideas. There's no stupid ideas. Go for it.
that is true.
Angels are much like goblins, as the over time they've been given basically every possible appearance.
Yeah.
I did learn the
True.
other day actually that the things I think of as cherubs aren't cherubs. Cherubs are something else. Cherubs, what are they called? Like the little ones that look like babies or whatever. They're called something else, and cherubs are just like they just look like people.
I mean, Yeah, but also people will know what you're talking about when you say cherub.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Like,
one of those things. Supposedly that's the name, but by usage, everybody knows what
hmm
what I say when I mean cherub. Usage is the arbiter of language.
hmm
Now that's an eye.
That's beautiful.
Look at that, it's all sparkly.
Yeah.
Hope it looks like the letter.
Yeah. Very glam.
Yee.
There's part of me that wants to say it's really big, but at the same time, none of this is going to make sense. So
Yeah, I don't know.
I also drew a massive head. So we're not here for consistency. But yeah, it's cool.
I wanted to draw, didn't like do it to you. Hi.
Next is Chib, I believe.
Yeah.
Chib. You have. Where's my paper?
That still looks so weird without the nose and mouth to establish what the heck is going on with that lump
It's-
where the cheek is.
It's time, everybody. It's time for the arms.
Yes.
And
still
whatever
no
Chib's
torso.
gonna do. Look, it's Chib. We have no idea where this is going.
Listen, I saw these hands and I immediately had a plan, so you
Oh,
shouldn't
no.
be worried.
I'm glad.
Arms under the legs, overhead, round the back. We'll see.
Goodness, I see you should have positioned them lower down.
Nope. We get what we get.
Yeah, exactly. We get what we get, and it's
There
fine.
are no should-haves. Only is.
Only what the heck is going on?
I'm drawing in the shoulder as well.
Okay, yeah. That's
Well,
fine.
you do have to make them.
Uh,
Fine, you know?
That is quite. No, I can't do that.
Not even someone subtler than you could do that, Chris. I'm pretty sure.
Probably, yeah.
Interesting shoulder choice.
Those people who can dislocate their shoulders might be able.
Oh dear lord.
Hey, you
Fine.
like you like spirals?
Do you like pretzels?
Now here's the question: Have you actually drawn the shoulders, or is that just more of the arm going round the back?
Impossible to tell.
I look away from one moment.
Welcome, Ragdoll. We're all in my playhouse now.
Welcome to my twisted world, indeed.
Yes. I just drew some very dainty hands, and you already had a plan to make cursed things.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm an innocent.
I mean, to be fair, Cheeb did start by drawing some fairly dainty feet
Yeah,
to
you
lure us
never
into a false
know.
sense of security.
You never know what's gonna happen when I draw.
And
Also,
I guess now
good
whoever
luck
has the
for
torso
anyone
has to
who
do
gets
that.
torso, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a lot of space. You can be creative.
Anyway, I
Well,
hope that's fine.
I mean, it's not, but we have to deal with it anyway.
Right? Marvelous. Ragdoll, you have.
All right, what cursed thing do I get?
Oh yeah, ears. That's nice and simple.
Okay, well, I've
You
already sort
defined
of
the-
established where that is in the hairline, so...
Yeah. You actually get continuity.
Now the question is, do I want regular ears or do I want weird ears?
Is there room for weird ears?
Yeah, I can erase parts of the hair so that I can stick like an elf ear in there or something.
Hmm.
Although I guess elf isn't all that weird.
Comparatively, no.
Well, Depends what you do with the outfit. You know, if they both wrap around the back and tie together in a nice little bow.
Yeah, bro.
I have to erase some of this hair. But that's okay. I have control over that because that's my layer.
You have control.
It's just also very odd because since they're both my layer, it's red on red.
Yeah, well, you can change colour. No one's
Yeah, I
stopping you.
could.
I like how it continues the line of the cheekbone.
Yeah. Maybe that's part of the year.
Oh,
Just because I draw it as a cheekbone doesn't mean it has to stay as a cheekbone.
that is true.
True. We've already established ourselves to go and, well, I say we, Chib has firmly put us into the cursed zone, so.
I mean, it may be cursed, but I still like them. They're so much. They could be a
They're very
bodybuilder or a
glam.
dancer.
There is a cursed elegance.
Yeah.
Imagine them being in some sort of Guillermo del Toro film or something.
Yeah,
this
just
is,
because just because it looks cursed doesn't mean that they're like a terrible character.
They're
Unlike
cursed, but they
Gertrude, definitely.
they're cursed, but they carry it well.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
That's
stick
not a
couple
bad
of
like life motto.
Sorry. I like seeing faces and things.
Oh, where is it? Oh, it's a Skeksis.
This is starting to look like an AI generated image.
Did we invent AI imaging?
I mean, kind of, in the sense of like a lot of these AI image generator things are effectively trained on
Or
multiple sources and trying to work out patterns between them, and we are just multiple sources trying to work out a pattern between us. So, kind of.
Can we submit all our bodybuilding challenges to AI?
Let's generate. I will try and I will make a rudimentary neural network that will train itself on our bodybuilder images. Even though we've only got like 20, it'll do.
No, I want to fuck up the already existing AI.
That's fair. Everybody post these like thousands of times to ArtStation.
Yeah,
See what
Yeah.
happens.
Just post these bodybuilding challenges to an AI, already existing AI generator. See what happens. How fucked up it gets.
Well, I've got a long ear with a couple of earrings on it.
Yeah.
I'd put a dangly one
keep
on
up.
there, but red on red is going to be hard to see.
Do you still love me, father? Sorry, I just really like this face. Anyway. Oh, me. Alright, what have I got? What do I got to deal with? I've got to deal with... what does that say? Oh, God, torso. Okay. Alright.
Have fun.
Very easy.
It's
I guess you also
fine.
get to establish what sort of clothes this person is wearing as well. Or at least
If
half
any.
of the clothes.
Yeah.
Shirt type things, at least.
Without shoulders, kind of.
I mean, I can erase part of the shoulders, that's fine.
I was just thinking, I don't know. What's it called? The lip of the coat? What's that thing called in like shirts?
The collar?
Yeah, there it is. Thank you. Are we getting floofy?
Getting some sort of nice, ruffly things going on.
torsos going that way.
They're going this way now.
They do look like they're doing some sort of weird interpretive dance.
Yep.
This is a modern ballet performance. Speaking of, so a couple years back, the school I work at has this thing where they get professional performers from around the globe, technically, depending on the year and who they can convince to talk in, for like 4 performances a year. And one of the performances that they had come in was a modern ballet troupe that did a performance of a story related to Dracula, not not the book itself, but like based off of the idea of things. But the thing is, they didn't have any like big props. The dancers became the props. So like some of the dancers would come on, and it's like, okay, these dancers are now mimicking the fact that they're a table, and this one is a coat hanger.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds very modern.
This is a terrible scribbly drawing because I had no plan.
Chris, you
mean,
talk about this like this is planned.
It's a nice
Any
ruffly
of it.
shirt.
Just like zoom out and taking the whole picture and like thinking about that sentence.
See, I'm still trying to figure out if this is the back or the front, because with what Chib has done with the arms, my brain is having trouble figuring out which one goes on which side.
I was thinking hip thrust to the left.
Oh, so like I'm not shading in the arms. Only the body will be.
Using to shade the arm.
I mean, you're really the only one who shades in stuff most of the time, so...
True.
Yeah.
I like to give it some sort of structure or form. Well,
Makes sense in quotes.
yeah, I want to draw it again, but no. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Christy,
Yeet.
you have Oh, just carry on. Hips.
Oh.
Continue my poor work. I mean, I already kind of have a bit, but...
I mean, a lot of these sort of overlap into things.
It usually
So
just
it's-
depends on who gets them first.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, who establishes where the neck is? The person with the head or the person with the torso? Whoever gets there first.
Mm-hmm.
Or whoever
Mm.
decides it's the other person's problem.
Yeah. Because, people aren't really made up of, like, easily dividable bits. Or at least they don't tend to be. Don't tend to be made to be divided into little pieces.
Yeah. Don't quite have the action figure thing going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We don't have, like, just a ball socket for a torso.
More's the pity. Be nice to sort of swap out bits.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can do a bit of
Yeah,
mix and match.
I'm not. My, this shoulder's a little rusty. Let's swap it out for a different one today.
Yeah.
I mean, you sort of can, but that involves surgery.
Yeah. I think there's a lot leaning on the word just
Yeah.
in that sentence.
You don't just, swap parts out just make yourself a new shoulder attachment out of clay. like like one of those like doll makers on YouTube. Sculpt yourself an entire new head. It's fine.
Is that hips? Is that like vague enough?
Is that
Not
hips?
vague enough?
I mean, you can go as vague or specific as you want, so
I
do you want to
want-
You
leave
can
it
either
there?
decide that you are establishing what's happening here, or you can decide that whoever's got the legs is establishing what's happening here. I will say the Cheeb might be the one to get the legs, so that could be dangerous.
Yeah, I want leg freedom. Here you go.
We're gonna go anarchist with our legs here. 'Cause we already went
Mhm.
anarchist with our arms.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag free the legs.
Okay, well. Are we moving to Chib?
Yep.
Yep.
Apparently.
You have... Oh, not legs. Nose.
Oh.
Aw, beans.
Oh, beans.
I've been looking forward to the nose.
There's a lot of space there, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, there does also need to be room for a mouth, presumably. People tend to have those, but, you know.
I don't mean there's a lot of space on the face, I mean in front of the face.
Oh, that's also true. You did give it already, like, a very strong profile. So I might
Yeah.
just, like, continue that, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, it's
What a
just
good line.
sort of looks like handsome Squidward, and the nose that you're adding in does not help with the handsome Squidwardness.
It gets more, I'm thinking of some kind of animated show, but that has those noses.
The Transylvania Pet Shop.
What?
Sure.
This is a show I don't think anyone knows. It was one of those really low budget
I
animated.
mean, I
type
know
things.
one of the main characters in One Piece has a very long nose because it's basically a Pinocchio reference because the character lies a lot.
Usually when you're, like, referring to weird proportions in anime, it's One Piece. Or, like, weird character design choices.
Yeah, considering Odawa, is that the name of the guy who draws it? Something like that. He has one design for attractive women, and he has many designs for men. Whether or not you consider them attractive, that's between you and God.
Anyway, nose.
Nose. There we goes. It's nose. Ragdoll. Let's see if you get the honors. I can't actually find a piece of paper in here without looking. There it is. Mouth. Oh god, I get the legs.
All right. Let's see.
I guess given that we're not near each other, we could do that simultaneously.
Yeah. And then I guess the next question is, do we want everyone to add additional stuff to this, or just leave this artwork as is? Oh, now that I'm zooming in on the face area, that is some very interesting detail with the eyelids there, Christy.
Thanks.
Very sparkly.
Yeah.
Of course, now that we've established this side profile, I have to figure out how to draw a mouth in side profile.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, actually, that sucks.
I'm sorry.
I'm sort of the one who put us here, and then Chris is the one who finished putting us here. So
If all else fails, use a big brush. Very
Ooh,
big.
interesting legs.
Oh my god, it's perfect.
What's going on?
Definitely interpretive dance.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Oh no, I was going with what you were given. One of us.
Oh.
Gonna try and make it work.
More ruffles.
All the ruffles. I want you to
Actually,
know
I think
that
that worked out fairly well. Having
You have the right color too.
lammy lips. For their big performance of whatever the heck this is.
what are they performing?
I mean, my thought this entire time, for some reason, has just been Eurovision. I don't know why.
Eurovision as it ought to be, you know?
I mean, if I saw this on a Eurovision stage, I probably wouldn't question it.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, it's weird, but also Eurovision has been weird. So maybe it's
Like-
normal, actually.
Like, to me, half of Eurovision feels like people are trying to put on these serious performances, and then the other half of Eurovision feels like countries trying to one-up each other on how weird the performance is.
Yes,
Yep.
you are correct.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
The latter part is the best part.
hmm
As somebody who has seen 2 Eurovisions.
Yeah. One good and one sucked.
Yeah. Well, the reason I've seen 2 is because I saw the one of last year and we came to the conclusion it was bad, so we watched the previous year's one, which was good.
Yeah.
Is it years?
Oh,
is it yearly?
these. There's something just really upsetting with how the legs are with the rest of the hips and torso, and I don't know how to.
They have a few too many joints, I think.
Hey, Kiro! How's the Kiro? Welcome to Bodybuild. You're just in time to meet the new Eurovision dancer. Pop sensation. What are they called?
Still have yet to see any Eurovisions. Oh,
We must
I
drag
mean, I
you along
assume
for
we're
the next
gonna
time.
hold a watch party this year again for Eurovision, and with that I mean I'm gonna kidnap everyone, put them into a call with them.
It's a fun time to watch with friends. That's my experience of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we will watch it together.
When is it again?
Not a
I believe it's like it will be a while. It's like in May, I believe.
Okay.
When
I keep looking at
yeah.
the pill and I've made mistakes.
No, it's
Even
fine.
with 4 lines.
Yeah, it's fine. Yes, the finale is on Saturday, the 13th of May.
Oh.
And you don't have to watch any other parts of the Eurovision contest. That just
No.
spoils things.
No spoilers.
No
All
spoilers.
bafflement.
And might hide it up too much. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't it here this time?
Yes,
Because-
I believe
yeah.
so.
I forgot about that. Well, get ready for the crap budget.
When with?
Yeah, because Ukraine won, but they
Yeah.
don't allow Ukraine to hold it because of, obvious reasons.
Holding it in a war zone is not a great idea.
That.
Even though they did really want to hold it, but
Yeah.
so they're now just doing it in the UK because you guys came in second.
Yeah, that's how bad it was last year. We came second.
Yeah.
That's
And
how
you're
poor
only
a showing. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, doesn't the UK usually come like dead last?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's our rightful place in Eurovision.
it was.
Honestly, like how as a kid when I watched it with my family, we would be like, we'd fall asleep because it was so late, and we'd be up the next day and be like, so were we good or anything? And if we were at the England numbers, it'd be like, oh, okay then.
Nil point.
Yeah,
That's
it was
the
in 2021, the year we watched later. The good one.
yeah, that was good. Yeah,
And the UK got 0 points in
yay.
general.
I can't remember what we had then.
The guy with massive trumpets on stage.
Huh?
It was like this. Who was it that was like
I just remember the banana guys.
21?
I think I remember Germany from that year. Something
Britain
about teeth.
was James Newman with Embers. And I think you guys mentioned at the time that that song had been on the radio playing for so long.
James Newman. He
Oh,
he looks like some guy.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like it's telling that I'm now looking at this person and I still can't remember it. So there we go. Yeah. What's this Eurodancer's name? Oh, we can also add accessories if we want.
Ooh.
Add some bling to the very, very long arms. You have to be very good at ballet to be able to stretch yourself that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You also have to have like some extra joints at your hips, but you know. Um.
I mean, if you start ballet young, you are quite literally breaking your feet into a shape that is more appropriate for ballet.
Yeah.
Why not just break your arms as well?
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, the tassels.
What if tassels?
The crotch
I
shots just move
love
on.
it. It's so tacky, and also it made it just more Eurovision
Yeah. Yeah.
of just whatever the fuck is going on, and just the most of everything.
The one Eurovision
That's the right sound.
performance that I've seen in full and remember was a drag performer who performs with a full beard.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Women drag?
that feels appropriate with this because this also feels like I could potentially see this at a drag show.
But yeah, he won, or she, I don't know what pronouns to use for them. That they won.
So
Uh,
when it comes to drag performers, unless the drag performer is a trans woman, you typically use he for the person, but she when talking about them as a performing sense. So like the difference between this is your legal name versus this is your performing
Yeah, that makes
persona.
sense.
yeah. Then she won one of the Eurovisions. I don't remember which year.
Hmm.
I
But it
don't
was like
remember
a big
either.
thing and like a controversy at the time, because drag, even though Eurovision is Eurovision, they still had to make a big deal about drag.
It's drag. Like again, this might be influenced by the fact that I grew up in Britain, which has had drag for forever. You know, I grew up watching, you know, daytime TV, Lily Savage right there. Lily Savage is great, as is Paul O'Grady, the performer. But yeah, this, to me, it's drag. Like, what's
I had
the
no
problem?
idea drag existed until Drag Race became like popular online.
yeah, that's what sort of kicked it off, sort of globally. It seems we have a lot of ours stems from like pantomime. At least that's the sort of mainstream knowledge of it. There've definitely been sort of more underground drag scenes for forever, but
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really know a lot about it, that it existed, but it's fine. And also, just in general, I think Eurovision is the last place you need to make a big deal out of
yeah.
anything. There's
Oh
been a
yeah,
puppet of a turkey on stage being a DJ. I think we've gone far past everything.
yeah.
I don't
And
think it
as
was. Sorry.
I was going to say, as Bear's pointing out, there's Dame Edna Everage from Australia, Barry Humphries, the performer. Yeah, it should be a global thing. Bloody Eurovision. Why would you get angry at Eurovision for that? It's Eurovision. Lord. Anyway.
Yeah, like I said, for the most part, as far as I can tell, you've got two kinds of performances in Eurovision. Either we are taking this extremely seriously, or we are going as camp as possible. And the way you go as camp as possible, you might as well lean into the drag.
The thing is, that begs the question of like, what is this person dancing to? Like, are they dancing to a really, really silly song, or are they dancing to like the Evan polka or something? Like,
It's
wait a
like
minute, that's kind of silly, but
it's probably one of those songs that just like switches tempo a lot. So
oh
just
right, yeah.
there's like two singers and one is singing in like their native language and just going wild, and the other is doing very serious like English ballad singing.
Yeah.
And that's part of the same song somehow.
Yes.
That's
Because
why they have
sometimes that
something to
just
do.
happens. So
Oh god. So I don't know if this is a thing that happens in pop music over in Europe, but in the United States there's this weird thing that happens where like Latin singers will get a popular song in their various countries and it'll come over to the US, but it's one of those things of like we can't have a song on the radio that's all in Spanish or Portuguese or whatever language they're singing in.
Mm.
So we're going to make an English verse. But it's one of those things where it's like, but if you understand the native language, it's like, okay, but these two verses do not go together.
I mean, hence the Macarena.
yeah,
The Macarena that was popular in Spain for ages, and it had nothing to do with what the English version's about.
Yeah, same with although the
About.
fun thing is that one is actually in reverse of another one I'm thinking of, because with that one the part in Spanish is just kind of like this isn't a problem, and then the English portion is singing about like, yeah, I go around and sleep with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
What of it? But there was another one that's Despacito, where the English verse sung by Justin Bieber is supposed to be like, oh, it's this romantic thing, and then you understand just a little bit of Spanish, and you're just kind of like, this is raunchy as hell. And there's kids singing this. There's kids and their white 40-year-old parents singing this.
Yeah, I think that might be either an English or a US thing, because I cannot think of any examples of that happening. Because, like, songs here only get translated if it's, like, for parody, but that's an entirely
Oh
different
yeah.
thing. You know? But it's never. I cannot think of any examples where it's like, this is a popular song from a different language, so we're gonna like translate part of it or like switch in our own thing. Um, yeah, it's either. Yeah, no, I cannot think of any examples.
Yeah,
And
I
it
mean,
would surprise me, considering the US and to my understanding also a good portion of the UK are just really allergic to learning a second language for some reason.
yep, because a lot of people speak English and we're like, that's good enough. And it's like,
And it's always surprising to me when that happens, because like you'll get people who move down to Texas and it's like, why do all these people speak Spanish? And it's like, well, I've got some bad news for you about Texas. The US border literally moved across it This used to be Mexico.
It might also just be a general more thing of like just general more acceptance of listening to things in a different language and just fully not understanding it.
Yeah. I mean, you say about like little kids singing, Despacito and whatever the lyrics are
Yeah.
about. But like as a kid, I happily sang along to Rammstein, and I have no idea what I was saying there.
Yeah, it's like that's been a thing of like every like child's party or like at school celebration, whatever, you just have a playlist and some songs were in whatever language in Europe.
Yeah.
And
That's...
you just sing along. I mean, you were 8, it's a different language. You sing as long as best as you can, aka you make
Yeah.
sounds.
You make sounds that sound like the thing that's
But-
being sung. Which, to be fair, I do
Yeah.
with like Nirvana as well.
Yeah.
So...
And even then it's like we did that for English as well. Like nowadays it's more accepted that we know English. But when I was 8, I didn't know English. And the songs were in English. That was a different language. I was singing along to wildly inappropriate English songs.
Mhm. Yep. It's like an
Yeah.
endearing thing too, when kids sing along to English songs here and it's completely wrong and you're just stifling a laugh for them to not feel like they're doing anything wrong and it's like it's nice.
Yeah.
There's also just this general thing here, I feel like if it's in a different language, it's not inappropriate, I guess. Or at least in the
Yeah.
Netherlands of like it's it's like side tangent with like, swear words. Swear words in English are always gonna be more appropriate or less inappropriate than swear words in Dutch.
Mhm.
Because they're English.
Yep.
Interesting.
And it's the same for songs. There's songs, they're in English. It's whatever, go wild.
Should we do another body?
Yes,
Yeah.
let's do another body. We've discussed language for long enough.
Language. Ooh.
Oh.
It's always weird seeing parts of it disappear.
Honestly, when I took mine away, it looked better. So, should we do a horizontal one now?
Yeah, sure. Let's go wide.
Let's go wide.
Wide stance.
Wide stance,
Wide
just for
stance
reference, this
zone.
way up. Right, who wants to go first this time? Oh.
Sorry. Accidentally made a copy instead of make it. The duplicate layer to me looks a lot like the make a new layer.
Honestly, like I'm up for you drawing exactly the same thing as you drew last time in the same orientation. Just say
And the
deal
rest
with
of
it.
us just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Well, assuming you get the right prompts anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, who wants to go first? For my hat of
Um,
dreams.
Tired. So no,
Tired.
please.
No.
I'll go first.
You want to go first? You go first. You
I'll go
have
first.
ears.
Ears. Great. That's what you want.
Ews.
Ears.
Where will I put the ears?
Yes, because that will also establish it'll establish some of where our head is.
One on the far left of the
Maybe.
canvas, the other on the far right.
It wasn't that crossed my mind, not gonna lie.
You specified wide, right?
We want a wide face.
Thinking of Julia's wide Wario.
Yeah, there was they've done a drawing challenge a couple of times where it's like draw the character distorted and then see if they look right when you squish them
yes.
into the correct proportions. So it's like we're gonna draw this wide thing, and then like scale it and to be an appropriate width instead of really wide, and see if it looks right.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or
Cross
like
Kiro's
really,
mind as
really
well.
tall and skinny, and then shrink it, and then shrink them down, and see if it works.
That's kind of fun. I'll give that a go.
It's a Digimon.
The Digimon. Ooh, pointy and fluffy.
Oops. Sorry, I was trying to clean something off my screen, but I was on the brush tool.
No, I like the idea you were offering corrections.
Yeah, just,
Yeah, I'm gonna start redlining this ear in particular.
no.
Okay, so just one thing I want to randomly voice here. I looked up a picture of the Transylvania pet shop just so I could show it on the screen. And it's just sort of like low budget animation thing. But inexplicably, I found somebody who just did some like really high quality fan art, and I'm like, who is doing fan art of this show?
You never know, Chris.
One who
That's
grew up
the,
No
have you
one,
met fandom?
no one knows this.
Well, apparently someone does.
My word. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love that exists.
I mean, listen, sometimes
Oh,
when there's an obscure fandom, you just gotta do things yourself.
what
I
other?
say doing that every time I enter a fandom.
Good point. I'm trying to think of other obscure. There was what was that called? Oscar something. Oscar
The
cartoon.
crouch.
No, I don't want a cartoon of the Oscar trophy. Piano. Oscar. Here we are. Oscar's Orchestra. That's what it was called. The main character was a piano.
Oh, not the pianist.
Has anyone done any fan art of that? I'd be very surprised.
I mean,
There is a lot of art of pianos.
the thing you have to remember is more fan art has been created than what you see on the net.
True. There is fan art.
Like way back in the day when I was first getting into fandom spaces, you had email lists because there weren't really websites that you could host things on unless you made your own. And so you'd have web rings of different websites where people would be hosting their stuff. God knows how many of those are still up and running.
My ears.
Fluffy ears. Little
Hey.
pom-pom balls. And we have established that the head is not incredibly wide unless the ears are in a very squished spot and the head just continues behind them.
You
They
never
may-
know.
You never
Like
know.
Girl cheeks.
I always ask, so I'm just gonna go next. Haha! I'm usurping the system. By which I mean I'm volunteering. What have I got? Oh, hair! I get to link things together. I've got some hair. Well, they've got some hair. Okay. Rough. Sort of top of the head shape.
Oh, I see a gobble coming on. A fluffy gobble.
A bit like that. Okay, cool.
Does that exist?
Fluffy Gobbo, yeah. There's
Could happen.
there's an artist who Miss has been sharing during Goblin Week who draws their goblins like pigs, pig-like.
Oh,
And I think they've got some like hairiness to them.
Hello, piggies.
Right. So
Pig
that.
Yes, no, you could
emo.
just do that.
Emo gob.
Yeah, I've Fallout Boy released some new music recently, and I remembered the emos were a thing. So
Emo God by Fallout Boy.
Emoblin.
Can I just add, it keeps burning in me that I wanted to do a funny before about the Eurovision English versus Danish. What's it called? Scores, but I couldn't remember a lot of words for the sentences, and I didn't mean for it to be like mean, but it just kind of went bad in my head.
I mean, you can be mean about the English.
Yeah. You go right ahead.
I'm always mean about the So far, Chris hasn't unfriended me, so.
Oh, the thing you need to understand about Britain in particular is that almost like 99% of our humor is self-deprecating. So when you join in, you know, well, we're like, welcome to the family. There we go. There's Heb.
And the other thing you need to understand is that whenever you do stuff like that, it's like either the person you are talking to is going to be like, yeah, that's fair. Or it's going to be someone where it's like, I don't really care about your opinion on this anyway.
Who's next?
I
can
I
go.
can go next. Oh,
Ah.
I didn't wanna. I just didn't wanna chicken out.
You both step left and then both step right. Ragdoll, I've made the decision. You are drawing. Hands.
okay, cool.
Once again, hands before arms.
So we need to establish where the hands are with this gobbo.
Mm-hmm.
That's up to you. Although I am gonna pop in and clean up some of my shading.
This potentially white couple.
Potentially.
Inch.
And potentially not wide.
Just because we have a massive canvas does not mean we need to use it. Restraint.
Yeah, use up that negative space.
Okay, we've got hands in the air.
They just don't care.
I just don't care. This is the
Gobbo
famous
shoots
goblin
them.
trait.
Smart.
Maybe. Yeah, people
Always
that speak
forget
English will. The Bear just said people that speak English will bond with you over how stupid the English language is. That's definitely a talking point.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
Generally speaking, I think most people will bond over how stupid their own language is. Not over how stupid English is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. Warning! You've made a joke about English. No. But
Went for the eraser and got the fill tool again.
as yeah, they've even had a little drop now. But yeah, I have in learning Dutch, I have thought, oh, that's really cool. Why doesn't English have that? More than I have thought. God, this is more complicated. So
Always
far,
good
Dutch
to
is
know.
winning.
Yay! I'm winning. Me.
You,
Personally.
specific Chibi, who was the inventor of the Dutch language.
Yes. I've definitely contributed a lot to the Dutch language.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some modern languages, plenty of modern languages, where we can point at just like one particular person or aspects of it. Like, I know, I think it's Korean, I think, where there's like one particular guy who was like, hey, we need to be able to have a written language and just sort of designed the entire written language.
Which is better than the Japanese way of doing it, which is to see that China has a written language and go, we'll have those. We won't connect them to our way of speaking at all, but we'll have them.
And there's also Navajo Native American language, where there's one guy in particular who went, "Hey, we don't
Oh yeah.
really have an effective writing system for our language. Let's make one."
Didn't they do
So
something
he
with
made
leaves?
one.
They wrote symbols on leaves or something. I vaguely remember a story about that. I don't know these things, which is why I contributed. It's the English way. We don't know what we're talking about, but we speak anyway.
Mhm.
Whenever I like feel like I can participate in making fun of the English language and how nonsensical it is, I remember our stupid long words and the fact that we have so few words that we do, and yet we have words we really don't need. That's extremely specific and long.
Yeah, I mean, I
mean-
kind of prefer a language that has fewer base components that you can then build into more complicated ideas, rather than just having bespoke words for a thing. I
It
quite
is
like
handy for
that way of
making new
doing
words.
things.
Yeah.
I mean, it does mean you have fewer things to memorize because you can just look at
Yeah.
the roots of things and be like, right, this. Okay, this is probably the idea going on here.
It's
Yeah.
more constructive and less memorization, you know.
Yeah, that's
know,
why I like. It's one thing I like about my own language and also German more like as a example because I took German in high school. Um, but it's just like stick words together, mash them, duct tape them together. Now it's a new word.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And the
how it
me-
works with and I can't speak for all of them, and I can't speak that much for ours either. But American Sign Language, a lot of signs are a couple of signs stacked together.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
like, there are certain areas of the face where it's like if the sign is made in this area of the face, it implies a masculine or feminine type thing, or an adult or a child. So, where on the body it is and the different symbols that are used will sort of stack together to make the whole concept.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like that little modifiers and stuff.
I always wanted to learn sign language, but um, the looking at a tutorial or a teacher signing and then mirroring it in my head is apparently too much for me.
Yeah, I can get that because I've had the same thought,
Yeah.
and then it's it's also I have a very distinct problem where just in general like people are right hand or left and my left hand is very bad at just doing anything. So
That's
it
fair.
doesn't have the same dexterity as my right hand, so I cannot use it in the same way a lot.
This was one of the things I always thought about learning the guitar,
Mm.
because I always remember the very first time I picked up a guitar, it felt just
Mhm.
so alien. Just I had no idea what I'm doing with this thing. Everything's uncomfortable. What's happening? But because guitars play cool music, you persevere. But the thing that's weird about the guitar is that you use your non-dominant hand to like hold down the notes, and that's usually the thing that's moving fast, and your dominant hand is just plucking strings. It's just sort of staying there and hitting a string, which maybe back in the days of like people playing classical guitar and stuff like that, when you'd have really fast finger picking and bits and bobs like that, then yeah, that sort of makes sense. But modern day, when you just have a plectrum and you're just strumming it up and down, it sort of would make more sense to have it the other way around, where your dominant hand is the one playing the notes and the other one's just hitting the thing. So I do wonder whether it actually would be beneficial if you taught somebody from scratch to use their dominant hand on the neck of the guitar, whether they would get the hang of it faster.
Mhm.
I think tradition might just be holding us back on that one. But it's interesting. Hey, Oobs!
Hi, Oops.
Welcome to... Oh, they have a knife.
Welcome to Oh They Have a Knife.
Welcome to Oh, They Have a Knife. The weekly
New
show
hit
where...
TV program.
Yeah, I was waiting until someone would notice that.
I'm sorry, I had dog is in the way problems.
Dog.
It has
I was
a
just
weird
thinking about
fascination
language.
with my screen.
Yeah, I
Well,
was
you're
thinking
looking at it, so obviously it's something that is worth looking at.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, unfortunately, it's your time to draw now. So, assuming we're done, are we done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got 2 hands and one has a knife.
Marvelous.
The other's doing a wave.
Hello.
Yeah, they're very
Have you
friendly, and also
have
they
you
might
seen my
stab you.
knife?
Good for them.
They're very friendly, hopefully. Christy, you have the head. Marvelous.
Ooh.
Not including eyes, nose, or mouth.
Just
I mean,
head.
you
Yeah,
don't know
always
what they're going to be doing with that knife. It could be something totally innocent. Maybe they're just opening boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People boxes.
You're left-handed and you have to learn piano with your dominant hand absolutely smashing the bass line and your non-dominant hand absolutely struggling with the melody. Yeah, it's slightly more difficult with a piano. You can't just like go somewhere and say, "Oh, I'll just restring this piano quickly." That's
Mm-hmm.
with like an electric piano or a MIDI keyboard or something. There should be no reason why you can't. But
Yeah, just
ooh,
program them the other way around. A little
Ooh,
hard
we
to
got-
do that on a piano though.
yeah.
Oh,
As
that's
somebody
some
who's
jowls.
yeah, we're going full hamster.
Yee.
As somebody who has tuned a piano or tried to tune a piano, it's a process. There's a lot of stuff going on in that thing. Not really just flipping. Yeah, then the scales are backwards. Yeah, and you have to like left would be higher, and that feels a bit weird because we write from left to right. But yeah, I get that. What you need to play boogie woogie on the piano because that has a lot of very fast bass lines and just like stabbed chords on the non-dominant on your right hand. So you got to find the music
or
that
we could make art and just say, hey, here's our scale. We're going to do everything backwards.
yeah
So the higher the note is, the lower the note actually is.
yeah. I wonder if I wonder if the dominance of your hand on a piano affects the kind of music you write. I wonder if that's a thing. Oop.
Don't know. Because my music education has been severely lacking. Because it's why I'm very interested whenever Chris does anything musical or
Yeah.
music related, because it's magic to me. Uh,
Yeah, I think one of the suggestions on the questionnaire I sent out, it might have been you. One of the video ideas was like, "Hey, do a little video on like how to write a little ditty, little song, how to do a
eh,
little tune."
I
So
I
yeah,
don't think if I said that, but I did put in something music related of just like how to do music, please.
yeah,
I
okay, yeah.
think that was more my suggestion.
I have been thinking about that. That is a video idea that's sort of going on in the back of my head at the moment. So
Okay, how I do music, Chris? Please explain. Help.
uh,
Yeah, I
'Cause
was just in choir for like 6 years. Not a lot of instruments there.
yeah.
You
Well,
just
yeah.
sort of stand and sing.
If you
it's
can hum a tune, it should be good enough. Particularly nowadays, because like you can. A lot of people write music just by putting it in the computer with a mouse. Sequencing, as it's known, which is a perfectly valid way of doing it. But I feel like knowing an instrument is helpful because you can sort of just noodle around and come up with ideas faster. But if you can hum and whistle, you're probably fine.
um
And
Yeah,
also, you're less likely to come up with a piece of music that prevents people from breathing if they try to play it.
no breath. If you play woodwind or brass in one of my pieces, you will not breathe.
yeah,
Had a full musical education, but you know nothing.
yeah, I because I didn't really have any sort of music education until high school, just in general. Like we sung like little songs in class when we were kids, but like nothing really anything in form of education or bad support. It was just you sing along with the teacher
Yeah.
because you're a toddler.
Did you also get a
um,
recorder or
no recorder.
no recorders?
We did not have anything of that kind, or anything. Um, Music education is very it's very pushed towards your free time to actual formal music institutions, uh,
Mm,
which are easily accessible, but also you have to have parents who put you in.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
well, and
pushes you
to a certain
towards
extent,
playing
to me, that
instruments.
means they're not easily accessible because it's like if the kid doesn't have easy access to it, the parent has to put them
Mm.
into it. Well,
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But so my first like formal music class was in high school, which I didn't really pay attention to really because it was really boring. But all I can really remember what we did was we I can remember three things from 3 years of music class in high school. One was learning how to read notes. I do not remember how to read notes
That's fair.
because we had to do it for like one block, 1/4 of the year essentially. We got a test, then we never had to do it again.
Mm.
Um at some point we had to quote unquote learn how to play the drums, which
Oh no.
we got approximately 3 or 4 classes of like an hour um to learn how to play a basic beat, and then we had to do it for a grade, and then we never touched the drums again.
This is the way you do education.
You're sensing a pattern here. um which I could not do. I don't know if I actually got graded for it or whether I just didn't do it. I do not remember. If I did get a grade, it wasn't a great grade, because I do not have the dexterity in my left hand to do pretty much anything on par with my right hand, which is very annoying when you have to do something on beat. Um, and then the third thing I remember from music class, which isn't really anything related to us doing something musically, which was that we had to do for grades make a um music video to an already existing song
Oh.
and play it in class, and it was the cringiest thing, to the point where I genuinely had to cry before class because we were going to play it in class.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
my
Chibi.
music education,
Chibi, cheer,
I hope
cheer,
it has improved since I went to school.
cheer yourself up by drawing a torso.
I will, thank you.
But yeah, that
how
sounds
cursed
awful.
will the torso be?
I
Not that cursed.
I remember having a kind of opposite experience to that. We did a dance thing at school, and I used to really like dancing. I used to enjoy it. And then we had a thing where we had to film ourselves and then like watch it back so that we could see objectively, like, oh, we can improve, but that wasn't quite right, and so on and so forth. And I just remember watching that and going, well, if that was me giving my all, I'm never dancing again.
Oh
Like,
no.
I put in a lot of effort, and I just look like this flapping gorilla, just
Mm-hmm.
flailing around. I know. Remember the exams of music theory where you had to, in front of the class, and sing the exam piece? Not good. I remember the very first music lesson I remember from secondary school was we had a thing called the keyboard lab. Ooh.
I'm not supposed to do the arms. I was just ready to finish the try.
Yeah, we had the keyboard lab, which is just a room with a bunch of old crummy keyboards in it. And the music teacher came in and like gave us some little sheets and taught us where all the notes are on the sheets. And the sheets taught us how to play a very simple bass line and 4 chords. There might have only been 3. And one person would play the little bass line on the keyboard, and another person would play the chords, and together we learned how to play Gangster's Paradise. I don't know why it was Gangster's Paradise, but
Because it's Gangster's Paradise.
oh, I mean, strictly speaking, because it was just the music, it was actually Pastime Paradise by Stevie Wonder, but of which Gangster's Paradise is a cover.
Oh.
I mean, or you could say it's the music to Amish Paradise, which
Yes.
is a parody of that.
The parody of the cover. Which is always good. Well, we've certainly got a torso.
Yeah. Know where the legs are gonna go or anything, but
Well, there's a lot of canvas, so
Maybe they're doing the splits.
yeah.
That, or the person drawing the feet now no longer has to do anything.
trying to shorten it to leave room, but also
No, where's the fun in that? This is a creative exercise. But yeah, but prior to secondary school, my only music education was extracurricular. And as I say, we had somebody who was very enthusiastic about getting children to play wind instruments and organising little wind orchestras and stuff like that. So I learned the trumpet, which is, to this date, the instrument I am worst at. I do not have the embouchure or the diaphragm to play the trumpet well, and I never have. Brother had to do it. It's definitely a shared experience to recall rhythm sections, the part of the piece where you without tonal notes but with rhythmic notes, like rapper Jason. You had to rap in front of the class.
oh no.
Oh no. I don't remember having to do anything like that. Without words also? So scat?
Ooh, fun.
You had
the
to-
class.
You had to scat in front of the class? I don't know a lot about Belgian music, but is scat that important?
Yeah, torso. Anyway.
Torso done. Who was next? It was me. What do I have? Into the Fez of Wonder. I've got feet, not legs. Feet.
I mean, to a certain extent, you'll also be establishing where the legs go, but also we've established that that means nothing.
Oh. It's gonna have really itty bitty legs, I think. Or the knees go out really, really far.
I mean, I can modify after I've got the basic idea down. Yeah. I don't know anything. I was trying to do cowboy shoes. Think this is
They
vaguely
look
what they look
great.
like.
I love them.
It's boots.
Like apparently I can draw shoes facing to the right better than I can to the left. Today I learned. Flip the
you could
canvas
always
to
have
draw
just
shoes.
copied it and
I was considering it. Um,
paste it, flip it.
and I thought, no, that would be lazy. And then I thought, well, it's using a tool. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, so I could make them a bit easier because I did sort of zoom in to do this, so I don't know what the scale is. Now it doesn't fit. You know what?
Oh, okay. Okay. Well then. Interesting.
Impressive.
That's a little extreme, but the idea's there.
The idea is certainly there. Don't think we
Again,
can
I
doubt
look
that
away
the
for
idea
one
is
moment.
You have to stop looking away.
Yeah, it's the
And I've
looking
got a
away that's
wide
causing the problems,
stance.
clearly.
Yeah.
Shiny shoes. Anyway, there's some shoes, I guess, not necessarily feet. Next is Ragdoll, I believe. Where are we? But yeah,
Yep.
here we are.
So I get to deal with something in here.
Not entirely sure how this is going to work, but hips.
Right.
I forgot that was one.
You know, all things considered, it's probably just hidden behind the stomach we've got here.
Yeah. So you can also just decide to add something.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to add something else, because to me it just sort of looks like the legs would just sort of do this sort of thing.
Deep squat.
Deep squat.
So instead, what do we got? Quarter notes were Pam, eighth notes were Pan but faster, 16th notes were Tiri Tiri, and half notes were To. Or eighth notes were Titty. Okay.
Big titties.
Righto.
An eighth of a titty.
Yeah. It's a quavering titty.
The tiny titty.
The Tiny City Show.
But that's more like TT. Well.
Yeah. TT.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it a quaver?
And it's funnier to call them
I don't remember
titties.
the notes.
Mm.
I don't remember the names of the notes anymore. There was a breve and a semi-breve and a quaver and a hemi-demi-semi-quaver, and that's not me exaggerating, that's a thing.
This is
Look, if something has existed long enough, they're going to make up words to describe it. And sometimes those words sound very silly.
I mean, this is coming from somebody who recently just said, I like languages that have fewer words and then just build ones from those. So it makes more sense to call something a hemi-demi-semi-quaver than it does to call it a schlaborbo or whatever. Just make up a new word for it. But at the same time, you're using 3 different prefixes which mean half. There's a hemi-demi-semi-quaver. Come on.
So what you're saying is that you like that in languages that you can just add on, except for English,
Yeah.
who
I
doesn't
like
get
it.
the rights.
I like it in a non-technical way. I like it in a creative way. I admire it in a technical way, but it does. It's like, this is music we're talking about. Come on, you can do better than that. We already have a technical way of talking about it. Well, we do nowadays anyway. Of like eighth notes and 16th notes and all that sort of stuff, which itself is a bit confusing because they might not be eighths and 16ths of the bar because we just assume that everything's in 4/4 and then modify it thereafter. It's stupid.
Oh no, why you do that music?
Oh, don't. There's like, everything is based off A, the church notes and church scales, and B, the assumption that everything's in 4/4. If you want to do anything outside of that, you have to just keep adding modifiers to it.
Redo the system.
I mean, the fun thing is, it's not the only system. I had to learn about this when I was, because my students decided that they wanted me to do a special lecture on math and music, and it's like, okay, cool.
Neat.
Well, let's talk about octaves, which turns out isn't the only way of describing what's going on with your notes.
Nope.
In fact, in traditional, most East Asian traditional music, they talk about things considerably differently.
There's quite commonly 24ths as opposed to 12ths. I think I did actually sit down and do the maths about this because basically there are certain like harmonic frequencies that sound nice together, and it's all to do with ratios of the harmonic frequencies because a sound is just a vibration, and how fast it's vibrating is how high pitched it sounds. But if you have them in a nice ratio, they usually sound nice. So if one's double the other, that's a very nice sound, and that's called an octave. We just say that they're the same note, but one of them's higher. If one of them's 1.5 times as fast, that's what's called a perfect fifth. Again, the 5 is misleading. But or just a perfect interval or something like that, dominant. And so that's the sort of thing that a lot of music is based on, is that ratio. But how you then split up the gap between those two notes determines what's going to happen in your area of music. Because in Western music, we decided that there should be, extrapolating from that, there should be 12 notes. Because if you keep taking dominance of dominance of dominance of dominance, you eventually get back to something that's close to the note you started with, close enough that most people probably wouldn't be able to hear the difference. But in other cultures, they decided to add more. They had like 24 or 18, something in between. And not all of the gaps between the notes are the same necessarily. In Western music, we keep them all equal, and in others, they don't. They have like half notes and all that sort of stuff. There's no one way of making music. It's all just sound. It's all just sound we like.
Or don't like, and have decided to subject other people to.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've given this goblin a nifty little arm necklace.
Yeah. Because the hips have gone elsewhere. They weren't given hips, but they're now looking real hip.
Very
Kind
hip.
of, I guess.
Hip with the kids.
The kids are into charm bracelets, right? This is the thing. Charm necklace. Augustus,
Yes.
you have this piece of paper. I've pulled all of these out backwards. Nose.
News.
The nose. To go with your lovely hamster face.
Thornberry snores last time.
And now we're facing forwards, so.
A Thornberry from the front.
Thornbury schnoz is a good couple of words,
A front-facing Thornberry.
It's always interesting to me whenever you've got a character who's got like a really distinct character design aspect, and then you just look at them and go, yes, but how does this work in the other side? So like Thornberry's nose is just kind of like, how does that work facing forward?
Mm-hmm.
Or like Yugi's hair from Yu-Gi-Oh! How does that work on the side? What is this? What structure is going on here?
That was the weird thing of like playing the Wallace and Gromit game and then like being Wallace and just walking sideways, and you'd see just how like flat his face is.
Mhm.
It's very weird.
I mean, that's what also made that Drawfee episode so funny.
Yeah, from the side, Gromit is not a good time.
It won't budge.
Good try, miss.
I mean, Wallace.
Oh, Gromit's fine. Gromit's nice and sturdy, with the exception of what's going on with the legs.
Yeah, his walk cycle is disturbing to me.
They're fine.
Well, let me rephrase that. His four-legged walk style is disturbing. It just doesn't look right.
Yeah. I mean, might also just be because you're used to seeing him on two legs, I guess.
Yeah. This is perfectly capable of walking on two legs.
Yeah. I mean, it's also just very arbitrary when he walks on four legs.
The legs are accursed, like an octopus with 4 legs. A tentopus?
What?
Tetrapus, not tent.
I
Tetra,
was
yeah.
about to say.
Tetrapus or quartopus. I don't know which is Latin and which is Greek. Octopus is
I mean,
Greek,
after a
I
certain
believe.
point, it doesn't much matter anymore, does it?
No.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, because of the way it's constructed in Greek, the plural of octopus is an octopi. Technically, if you want to get like literal and go into how these things were pluralized back in the day, I think it would be octopodes or something.
Yeah,
Because
but who's gonna say octopodes?
Yeah, but the point being is that's one of those facts that you can keep in your head to correct people who correct you.
Yeah.
Where they go, actually it's octopi, and you can go, no, it isn't.
No, actually, it's not. It's octopodes, but
Yeah,
we're not here to.
Yeah, if
be
you
a
want to be
dick
technical, it's
about it.
octopodes. If you want to speak English, it's octopuses. Deal with it. Same with cactus is the fun one, because it's like cacti is a word and is a Latin plural, but we speak English. Well, when we're speaking English, we speak English, which means that we use the English plural, which is cactuses. But if you are referring to multiple species of cactus, you say cacti, because species are named in Latin, so you use the Latin plural. That's one of those things. There's also the word fishes. You use fishes if you're referring to multiple species of fish.
You use fishes when it's fun.
Yeah, or when it's fun. That's also a good. You will be the harbinger of octopodes. That's a title. Put that on your CV. I've just looked at the shading on this nose.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. There's a lot going on there.
We've got a schnoz. There you go.
I feel like the rest of the face should be done in the same sort of style. Just
Oh, not at all.
My
very
thought
intense.
was just what face is just the mouth is gonna be a line and the eyes are gonna be two dots.
Fair. That's also fair. Righto. It's Jeeb again. Jeeb.
Yes.
Jeeb. You have from the Fez of Dreams. Backwards again. Oh, legs.
Oh great, I'm gonna have to deal with your right.
Come on, get creative.
Fine. Let's make this cursed.
Starting to look like a caricature. That's the danger of exaggerating everything, you know. Well, here we go. They're doing a squat.
Deeper squat than once thought.
Chris made me deal with this, so now we're going cursed.
Yeah. It's Chibi's prerogative. Welcome curses, yeah. Everyone we draw on these things is cursed, whether we try or not, so we might as well try.
Sometimes they're nice curse, and sometimes they're girl-filled.
Sometimes they're Garfield.
I like Garfield.
I don't.
That makes one of us. I guess I should get out Garfield for reference, so that people can remember. If you do not wish to see Garfield, look away now.
Hey, Crossroad, you want to see Garfield?
They're delightful.
I think Garfield is one of the facts that comes up.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Still, you want to see Garfield?
Do I actually have a? I don't think I have a picture of Garfield.
Why do you not have a picture of Garfield?
I don't know. I have all of Garfield's body parts.
That sounds nice.
Good for you, Chris. Did you murder Garfield?
Maybe.
I mean, if he did, it was in self-defense.
Hang on, I'm gonna open up stuff, see if I can find
I
it.
should also give him some clothing going on there.
Garfield in there.
I like how we had the
yes.
option for sort of sensible squat legs, and as usual, Chibi has chosen violence.
Listen, Chris made me deal with his decision.
Sorry,
I'm within my rights.
Trying to build Garfield here.
You're trying to build Garfield.
But we also had the option of like
Okay.
squat leg.
Garfield. Garfield.
Oh my god.
Forgot about the nipple tassels.
God, how cursey actually was.
It's Garfield. Everybody. This was what happened the first time we did this. Just so you know.
Sighs in extreme disappointment.
Understandable. Oh, they've got a knee pad. That's good.
I think knee pads might be like the only place that this thing wouldn't need protection.
I think they do.
They're doing pretty good. Just
could be careful.
But
when they walk, they hit the ceiling with their knees.
That thing might be less protection for their knees and more protection for you from their knees.
Oh.
No, I'm the scale I'm imagining this that is to protect their knees from hitting ceilings when they walk.
Because they walk like this.
Yes.
Obviously.
Obviously, yes. Sorry.
Crab walking.
My gosh, getting up from the floor is hard enough if you have a belly. Don't do this.
Lift with your back, not your knees. Which is the thing you'll have to do here. No way you're lifting with those knees. Although what I said is actually the opposite of what you need to do. You should lift with your knees, not your back. But there's no way this person is lifting with their knees.
Miss wants us all to know that she hates this.
Good. Then we've succeeded.
Who's we?
We as a collective who made this.
To be fair, the mood of this is multiplied by something non-trivial, by the existence of a knife. So
You're
I'm not
part
saying
of
this would.
fractal.
I'm not saying this would be fine without it, but it's definitely amplified. It does not yet have arms. That is correct.
Yeah.
Arms coming soon.
To a theater near you.
Oh, oh, that's had a little boo boo.
Mm-hmm. Just there's a lot of shin area they can hurt themselves, so you know.
True.
And yet they're wearing knee pads, not shin pads.
Yes.
They don't want to look like a cricket player.
Anyway, legs.
Legs.
These are
Da, da,
legs.
da, da.
I like how you said that as if cricket player is an insult.
Well, sort of. The only person who can pull that off as a look is Peter Davison. So I was about to say Pete Davison, and that's someone else. Also, I like the fact that they appear to have smooth thighs but hairy calves.
Yes.
I like that. It's those details that make you know that somebody really cares about a character.
Mhm. Definitely.
Definitely. It's me, right?
Yeah.
Me
Have
now.
fun.
I've got to deal with things. I've got to deal with a mouth. Oh, that's not legs. Arms. So we have two options.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we have that, or we have
Yes.
that.
Yes. I think that
Okay.
I think you know which one to go with. Question is now, how many teeth?
Yes.
Yes.
I now have a voice of this person in my head.
Get it out quickly.
You don't want this person's voice in your head.
Yeah, go speak with a doctor about that.
Yeah.
Go speak with an exorcist.
Bear said they do roller derby on weekends. This character.
No. Oh, I thought Bear did.
No. This character. This character is going to the roller derby. So
Oh,
I don't know.
just
Maybe Bear
wonderful.
also goes to roller.
How utterly
I don't know enough
fabulous.
about Bear to say that.
Truly magnificent.
Miss is enjoying this greatly.
I love that for Miss. I'm glad Miss loves
shading.
this character.
The nose makes more sense with the shading of this mouth.
Yeah.
It's turning horror.
Yeah.
Only now.
Like not cursed, but actual horror.
Yeah.
Again, only now.
Maybe I have a high tolerance, I don't know.
The derby is very exciting. So I think that's Christie's right to get very excited over the idea that you might do roller derbies.
Oh,
You pack your
Lord.
knee pads. Oh
That's
dear.
jam.
There we go. It's the mouth.
Yeah, this is fine.
Miss is having fun. Miss is having fun.
That's
Ragdoll.
jam.
They just ate a really messy burger. It's fine.
Stuck in the teeth. That's why they have the knife.
Oh, bad news, Christy. Ragdoll, you have the eyes.
Oh dear.
Which means, Christy, you have the arms.
I can
This way,
erase
man.
any part of the legs.
I think this might be Rayman.
I've now put my fez on.
I mean, you're allowed to do just no arms, close off the sockets.
And I did sort of draw in a line around the palm. I can erase whatever you need from that. I mean, the one good thing is I don't have to worry about drawing the second eye.
Yeah. Or maybe
I
you
just have to
do.
figure
Depends on
out.
what an eye is.
Yeah. Or if I decide to go spider. Let's see.
Mr. Bobinski from Coraline.
Oh, yeah. The big tummy and the long legs, I can... Yeah. I
Yeah.
get that.
Uh,
I mean, not the rest of it, but
yeah.
the tummy and the long legs and this particular squat. I think their derby name is Gutterball. Named after a bowling ball, but unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate if you run into this person at the roller derby. And considering it's roller derby, it's actually more likely that they'll be running into you.
Yeah.
I know nothing about roller derby.
I don't know anything about roller derbies either.
That's when you put horses in roller skates, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Well, you do race around a track.
Marvelous. Oh, you race around. Oh, okay. So you race around and the horses bet on you.
You carry the horse around the track.
Ah.
I mean, I suppose if the horse has a checking account, they can.
You
know what, all
are...
things considered, I was going to add more detail to the eye, but I think that works for the general feel of what the heck is this.
Mhm. But yeah, I think a roller derby is you're wearing roller skates. You race around the track. A horse is on your back. You have to carry the horse across the finish line to win.
Mm.
The horse is also wearing roller skates, but they are not allowed to touch the ground.
It's rollerblading with violence. So hockey? Like roller hockey?
So in roller derby, you have two teams. You have one person on the team who is the point person, and the others who are the defenders. And basically, the goal is to try and get around the track faster in front of the other team's point person, and or try and prevent that point person from getting in front of your point. And you're just going around in circles on roller skates, trying to knock people out of the way.
Okay.
Ah, look at him go. Woo.
And yeah,
Technique.
I think it, depending on the rules, it's like the more people your point person manages to like lap and pass, the more points you get. So you want them to try and get ahead of the rest of the other team while preventing the other point person from overtaking you and your team.
I like that. Just knock the person down onto the floor, and when they get up, they give you a high five. I've no idea this was a thing.
No.
This is the first I've heard of this.
I've never seen a male league, but also most leagues that I have seen, it's like, there's a lot of butch lesbians here.
I do quite like you said I've never seen a male league. That made me think of like male chess. It's like, we're gonna play postal roller derby. Did you get a postcard one day that's like, I knock you over?
Fuck you, strong letter to follow.
I mean, it's either that or it's postman competing.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
I mean,
One,
that'd be interesting to see.
the point people dress as postmen and everyone else dresses as dogs.
Oh,
That
that
sort
would
of
be
makes
very
sense.
funny. Yeah, so our basketball team at the school does a thing where it's like sort of a like for fun-ish type game thing. And basically what happens is you've got the students competing against faculty and staff. For fun. But the thing is, since the students are usually like on the basketball team, and while some of the staff have played basketball, not all of us have. So I think, God, one semester one of the basketball coaches was like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And it's like, okay, no, not because I have anything against basketball, but I do not know how to dribble a ball at all.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be standing there on the court looking awkward.
This is horrible.
Yeah.
He is.
We always have one that's sort of horrifying, but at the same time kind of like, yeah, I quite like him. And then one that's horrifying that's like, nope. No, thank you.
I do like the nose and mouth combo.
Yeah.
Like,
That's-
horror-wise.
Yeah.
Mhm. You could make a great like horror creature with that isn't this.
I also would like to extend thanks to Christy for doing what I would have done with the arms, which is have them sort of crisscrossing out in and out of the legs.
We've already got one noodly character. Why not two?
Yeah.
What
The
if-
bendiness of the legs needed to be portrayed in the arms as well.
Yeah.
Making these boots real shiny. I just zoomed out and went, wait, what was the third thing I drew? Oh yeah, mouth. Nearly forgot.
That horrifying thing in the middle.
I didn't draw the nose.
Hey.
Hey!
I was about to say, my necklace isn't that bad.
No, it's the chest. It's the chest hair poking out of the top of the crop top.
I actually want that necklace. It's making me nostalgic.
Oh. Go get one. You can do it.
Yay!
Yeah. Lots of little meaningful charms.
And lots of little meaningless charms.
Meaningful. What was that at the
Both can be
beginning of
true
the stream?
simultaneously.
Lower hell because you're worthless.
That's the one, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh dear. What's gonna be the name of the VOD? Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Jesus. Oh.
Well, there's two friends. Question mark.
Big question mark.
Oh,
Now
I just
we
look.
can merge them together.
Merge. Let the merge happen. This looks like this looks like it's against terms of service.
Yeah, a little bit.
How many legs are there again? They're going that way.
L'Oreal, meaningless charms because you're worthless. Yeah. Well, L'Oreal, because you're worthless. Well, there we go. This was the thing we did, and
There we
we're not
go.
sorry.
We're not sorry. We're not
not-
Drawfee, so
we're-
we're not sorry.
Oh yeah, I forgot that
I'm
was the
not sorry about these hands being adorable on this guy's face.
it does kind of look like one of the hands is the sideways person's and one of the hands is the goblins, and they're kind of
Aw.
holding hands. That's not what's happening. What's happening is that it looks like the goblin is sort of holding this person up with like one hand is holding a leg and the other one is like wrapped around the neck and is holding a knife. So
A little bit concerning.
it's slightly upsetting in that sense, but
It's part of the performance. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is the
This
performance.
is Eurovision.
This is Eurovision 2023. Look forward to it. This is what you can expect from British Eurovision.
Looking forward to it.
It's like one of the acts that happen while they're counting the votes.
They need something entertaining.
I see Miss is enjoying our works of art here.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also, your messages seem
Excuse-
to be coming through, Kira. So, just yeah. Sorry, Kira. I've been having difficulty getting things through. I think your messages are coming through fine. I mean, if they're not, I wouldn't know. But yeah, that's the thing.
That
Getting
was
scared.
the
No, you're
thing.
here. Hello, Kiro. We appreciate you. You're here. Yay. Kira's been
Kira's
saying nice
here.
things.
Yay.
Yeah, don't be sorry. How dare you be sorry?
How dare you be sorry?
How dare you be sorry? Be sorry for being sorry.
Don't be sorry for being sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Oh.
Oh?
Oh.
Hmm?
Oh. Miss said oh.
Miss said, oh.
Miss said oh.
Oh.
Why are we owing?
I don't know.
I don't know. Mrs. Yeplik.
I don't. No, Miss. No, I didn't. No, shush. Nothing. Miss said nothing.
Excuse me? Chris, what
Miss
did
is
you do?
lying.
Chris.
Anyway, so on Tuesday,
You're just gonna gloss over that accusation?
yeah, because but I'm not even gonna entertain the absurd notion.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna talk about this later.
Okay, I did do that last thing, but not the first thing.
Chris,
What?
why?
'Cause-
Hero and Chris had an adventure outside of base and found a myth land and died a lot.
We did that. That was a thing. And then I went on another adventure afterwards, and I found just a little black forest area. I was just running around it, and I found this tiny little island that was just off the side. So I thought, oh, I'll add that to the map. Went off to the island, and it had like a tiny thin strip of beach, which was plains, and inexplicably 2 goblins spawned there. So I killed them and ran off, and by the time I killed them, Miss had already come up with a fan fiction in chat that was Rag and Parsley on their honeymoon. So-
Wow, I cannot believe you would do that to Rag and Parsley.
No, they're just goblins. They're not hobgobs. Hobgobs are fine. They weren't bothering me. That's also true, but
Also,
Wow.
when we were winding down, getting ready for stream to end, suddenly trolls decided to attack the base.
that happened. We were like, oh, I have a lovely little view of the sunset and all that sort of stuff. Ah, it's great. Let's end the stream. Troll attack! And then by the time we ended the stream, it was all foggy. It's like, oh. And stole their rings. I did nothing. I did not kick the picnic into the water. How dare you? Oh yeah, a gang of 4 goblins spawned on a mountain. And we're like, what? We're trying to get... This was us running back trying to get our stuff, and we got killed on the way because, yeah, Deathsquitos and goblins spawned on a mountain. So, anyway. If you want to know more, watch yesterday's stream. If you don't, enjoy your time doing some other things. I read Deathsquito as Despacito because we were talking about it earlier.
I did too.
Oh, good.
Despacito helped Chris.
Yeah, it helped me by being a song I've not heard. Goes on the list of songs that everyone keeps talking about that I've not heard, like Let It Go and the Baby Shark.
Just
I mean,
saying that and
with
you have
all
Chris
3
here.
songs on that list, it's not worth it to go look it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Because Despacito is a fine Latin beat, but the English version of it with Justin Bieber's is just sort of mediocre.
Yeah, I'll listen
Let
to
It
the original
Go
one.
is, in my opinion, fairly overrated, and in the context of the movie it's in, not worth much for the overall point of whatever they're trying to do with that musical. And Baby
Makes
Shark
notes on
is just
songs
evil.
to play outside of Chris'
Yeah.
window.
And you already have a song stuck in your head. Or you did, so.
I have various. But yeah, the dental assistant one is usually in there somewhere. It's in the rotation. It's on the jukebox.
It's on the jukebox in your mind.
We'll play it 20 times with one copy of It's Not Unusual in between.
Mrs. serenading me outside my window. Yeah, so yes, that's the stream. I'll be back on Tuesday with the final installment of the Waltz and Grumt.
Waltz and Grumt.
Waltz and Grumt. Waltz has been proposed, not to, but
No.
and
He
it had-
proposed by accident.
Wallace
He
has
didn't
been
really propose.
Yeah, Wallace has been proposed. Yeah, definitely fine. Well, it is. There's 4 episodes. This is the 4th. Unless somebody can inform me of another point and click Wallace and Gromit game, which I will be happy to play. But yeah, there's that. And then on Wednesday we'll be doing some sort of creative thing, and then Saturday maybe Zambles, and then Sunday more of whatever happened here. Maybe more of this.
Maybe.
Saturday baby shambles. What are you talking about, CC? Baby shambles? Capital B? What?
Baby shambles.
Baby
Chris,
shambles.
you don't know about baby shambles?
No, I know baby sham is a drink, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think baby sham's a drink. Baby shambles. do. I don't know the song. Anyway, thank you for coming, everybody. Have a lovely time. Have a great week, everybody. Look forward to a wonderful week of happy times. And if not, I know the week's address, so I can tell them off with a baseball bat. Have a good time, everybody. Bye.